We're at the BNBL Championships at the very end of the summer.
This is actually the game I'm looking forward to of the three tonight. This is probably the most even game going into it.
Are you kidding me?
We've seen him do that
Maurice
before.
Works. Nice move to the basket there for the showstoppers.
To have those long arms and really good hands, it's a major advantage.
Oh, bring it down the house! What a game here in the girls 15 and under division. Hello everybody, welcome to the Madison Park Community Center in Roxbury as we continue our coverage of the 2018 Boston Neighborhood Basketball League season. Tonight we have another boys 18 and under game between Team Huncho and Lee School Black. Hello everybody, I'm Pat Flaherty, joined by my partner as always, Alan Platt. And Alan, a couple of weeks ago we were over at the Perkins Center for boys 18 and under game, and a lot of times we see a championship team out of that site. Same thing here at Madison Park, especially in the boys 18 and under division. We often see a lot of good talent here at this facility.
Oh, no doubt. Both we talked about Perkins earlier. Players just gravitate to that site on all ages. So, as a matter of fact, that's why Lee School has a team in this particular site. They have so many teams, not enough spots on fewer teams. So Eric Bradshaw literally branches out some of his kids, and this is a team from Lee School, but playing here in Roxbury.
No question. There should be another good Lee School team tonight. And now for more on this game, we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Takora McIntyre, who's got an update for us. Takora, what do you have?
Thank you, guys. A few weeks ago, we watched the impressive Lee School at the Perkins Center. Tonight, we got to watch their second team face the Hunchos. Although it is pretty hot in the gym, it still should be an interesting game. Back to you guys.
Thanks very much, Takora. As we mentioned before, both Lee School teams at two facilities. So we got Lee School Black tonight, Lee School team over at the Perkins Center. I guess you can call it Lee School Light. They had the light blue jerseys on. So, you know, as you mentioned, Eric Bradshaw's got this whole BNBL program that has just players all across the city, especially at these two sites in particular, one in Roxbury, one in Dorchester.
Yeah, we've seen this. So you have some, I guess I can't say rotation, but we've seen it before on the girls' side. The showstoppers for the last few seasons have been so far on top in different ages, and Lee School's had a very good run, mainly in the 15 and 18 and under boys divisions. Toughest part for the summer is to figure out how you're going to split the teams up.
Sure, then there's 1 week where one team probably has 12 kids that show up to
that's
the game.
the thing, right.
And then you got this site where right now there's only 5 or 6 players for this Lee School team.
Well, again, what happens is, you know, we talk about it all the time. Kids go away to camps, go away trips, vacations. It is the summer, so it is off school, so family involvements, family engagements, family responsibilities. So I think that from Eric's standpoint, he tries to split the kids up so that a lot of his guys who he knows will be traveling, split them up, and then have the kids who are committing to stay in town, have them sort of even out the rosters. This Lee School team here looks slightly younger for this division, but again, they're used to playing against much bigger players. You watch this Lee School team, they play the exact same system, swing the ball well on offense.
Each team having a tough time getting that first basket. We're about a minute and a half into the game, and 2 straight turnovers for both squads. Very tough drive inside, but basket no good. Offensive rebound for Team Huncho, who's in the light jerseys. Good save, basket no good.
I'd say Huncho's hitting those offensive bullets.
Coming away with the rebound from Lee School. That time was Ismani Cepeda. George Zabalou now working at the top of the key. Akinyele Crawford going to be called for the offensive foul.
Yeah, he put his arm out there.
And Coach Bradshaw wants a timeout here with 17:51 left to go in the opening half. And one thing we want to mention, too, is this is probably the muggiest day of the summer.
Well,
it is sweltering in here.
It's really.
So you wonder how the players are.
I was just going to say that usually the players actually like playing at this site because it's a big court. They usually have a lot of fans going on in here, and like you said, because it's so enclosed, there's usually some built-in coolness to it. But the mugginess, as soon as the doors open, you could feel it. When you walked in, you could feel it's here. So it's you're right. It's something the players have to adjust to. Drink a lot of water during the timeouts. Good defense by Huncho.
That was Jeffrey Green with the rejection for, excuse me, that was R.J. Young with the block there for Huncho. Still no score here at Madison Park Community Center.
Got some camera-shy players.
That young man, Akinyele Crawford, not camera-shy.
Right.
He was on
Tech on his way.
Tech Boston.
Just couldn't take the ball with him.
He was on Tech Boston State Championship basketball team this past season, and actually the year before he was over at Brighton when they won the state championship. Yeah. So he's got two
really
state
unusual,
championships
I was going to say,
under his belt.
An unusual double, right?
Right.
But in high school, things like that can happen.
Sure.
It definitely can happen.
Ball picked off that time by the Lee School, and the rebound by Cepeda, blocked inside once again. Inside to Cepeda, good feed, and the basket's good. Cepeda scores the first bucket for Lee School.
Again, for Lee School, just see a lot of sharing the ball. It's going to be a traveling violation as Lee School jumped into their quick full court zone. Forced to travel. Watch the AC Cepeda finishing off the first hoop of the game. I mentioned it looks like this Lee School seems a little undersized compared to what we saw a couple weeks ago. But there are a few players missing.
That basket's good that
nice
time.
finish.
Tough bucket inside for George Zabalou, who's going to get a free throw to try to make it a three-point play.
You see a drive, baseline, good head and shoulders fake. Once you draw the foul, but also was able to squeeze it home.
Yeah, R.J. Young whistled for the foul. That's going to be a lane violation on Huncho, so Zabalou will have one more free throw. Knocks down the second. 5-0 run now for Lee School. Huncho still looking for the first basket. Poked away by Crawford, but it went out of bounds. That'll stay with Team Huncho. Try to squeeze it inside. Huncho. A lot of ball pressure from this Lee School team. This time a tough drive, and heading to the free throw line for Team Huncho is going to be Sekou Sharif.
Strong drive. Looked like he had a bit of a lane. Watch this drive here. Tries to split three players. Does get hit on the arm. Yeah, I was mentioning how a lot of players like this site usually, but a night like tonight, it's going to feel like you've already played a game by halftime.
Right. A lot of these guys probably wish they were up the Shelburne right now, who has AC.
Oh, yeah, has AC. Or even outside somewhere.
Yeah, right.
It's
cooler outside.
breeze.
It's cooler outside than it is in here. Sharif makes 1 out of 2 free throws, so Team Huncho now on the board as Lee School leads 5-1 here with about 6 minutes gone by in the first half. Another steal. Good outlet pass that time.
A
The
good
easy
catch and
bucket
finish. Wow.
for Suleiman Yusuf.
Yeah, Suleiman used all the length he had. Excellent catch. Got his steps together. Nice layup.
Muhammad Ali with the assist on that one.
Like those finishes. Another steal.
Crawford takes it
Restolen.
right back. Floater does not fall that time for Makai Diedrich rather, back down the other end. That one doesn't fall for Team Huncho. Diedrich now trying to chase down that pass. That's going to go back to Team Huncho. Substitution for Lee School Black.
Going to be Jeffrey Green. We saw his sister play at New Mission the past 2 seasons, actually. Simply coming up as a junior this year.
Yeah, Jashari, very good player for New Mission.
Long three.
Nothing but nylon that time for Bashir Muhammad, who puts his team on top by 1 for the first time in the ballgame.
It's this Huncho team with their hustle and moving the ball. Seems like they've settled down a bit.
Sometimes that first point just kind of loosens everybody.
Well, that's what happens. I mean, it took a couple minutes, but now they've scored 3 hoops in a row.
Diedrich now with it.
Nice spin.
Nice move to the bucket that time.
Actually had a teammate on the baseline, but instead just sort of fooled the defense by keeping it, spinning it home.
Now we got a reach-in foul this time by Ismani Cepeda.
Now you mentioned that Lee School just has 1 player on the bench, so sort of a time to play loose for the Lee School kids in black. They know that they're going to get a lot of minutes. Just play with the system, and Eric will leave you out there.
That runner no good that time from Suleiman Yusuf.
So Yusuf has some serious things.
Dedrick on the other side.
I think he heard the defender behind him, so he put it up real quick.
Yeah, nice Diedrich now with 4 straight points. And that time it's Zabalou throwing the bucket. So a couple of turnovers.
Strength to take that one.
Pointer off
3, no good.
Grabbing the rebound is Ali. Muhammad off the window.
Amazing. Look at the length of the kids from Huncho.
Yeah,
They all got those long arms.
Yeah, Huncho's got the length, and it seems like Lee School's got the quickness.
Yeah. So far, it's a good matchup.
Diedrich with another nice drive. That one doesn't fall
I don't
for
know how
him.
he avoided that block, but he got it up there. It's going to be a held ball. Great energy from both teams. I mean, it's first half, still got 11 minutes to go. But the magic of youth, because these guys are flying up and down, even as humid as it is. Huncho looking for the big fella.
Three-pointer on the way. That one off the back iron. Good hustle that time by Ali. Corner 3, no good. Putback does fall that time for Sekou Sharif.
Yes, teammate Sharif saved Yusuf that time. Yusuf got to get his size inside. Shot the air ball 3-pointer. Cepeda, nice finish.
Nice drive by him. Back and forth we go.
It's like you're seeing Lee School try to get to the basket. Meanwhile, Huncho looking for outside shots. There's a finished good block.
Good outlet pass that time, and once again it's
Huncho needs a
Diedrich.
timeout. They're just allowing too many fast break points. I mean, it's only a 13-10 game, but still, I'm sure the Huncho's coach does not like the tenor of the game. You see, like this is the third or fourth fast break layup for Lee School. So
Lee School, they also passing the ball around well. They have 6 assists on 7 buckets so far. You see Coach Bradshaw talking to his guys. It's going to be a lot of work for Eric Bradshaw to go back and forth between these sites.
Well, he got here just in time with the shirts for this team. I mean, I'm guessing he probably came from a different site with one of the younger teams games, probably had a 6 o'clock game at a different site. They had to grab the shirts for these guys, get here by 7.
Back out of the timeout. It's going to be Team Huncho to start off with the ball.
Okay, deflection out of bounds. Ball's going to go back. Ball's going to go back to Huncho. Full court pressure. Good job. That time took his time, was able to hit the medium range jump shot.
Yeah, that was a 2-pointer that time for Team Huncho. So back to a 3-point game.
I think the scores table missed a hoop.
Diedrich inside. Diedrich. Tap in no good either. Lee School all over the offensive glass, but nothing's falling for him.
You mentioned the quickness pass. It's more aggressive also. Good, excellent.
Oh, what a drive that time from Zabalu.
Yeah, Georgia's having a game. It's going to be a travel. Trying to be a little too fancy in the backcourt. You see Zabalu finishing off after a good steal. Drive all the way, just couldn't finish at the rim. Talk about the length. That was Young, just took like 5 steps and went full court. Long three, no good.
Diedrich again on the fast break, and again he
Finish.
puts it home
Very good finish.
for the Lee School.
Somehow able to slide by the defense to have the angle on him. Still finished it.
Team Huncho, and with the offensive foul, that
Big
time
fella.
was Ibrahim Ba.
Bob just a little out of control.
Abraham saw a little bit of opening in there, but Crawford taking the charge. So
Timeout on the floor.
Timeout here with 7:40 left to go here in the first half. We saw Akinyele Crawford take that charge there. He's one of those role players that just does a lot of little things
Sees
well.
the floor well. Sees the floor really well and can anticipate plays just like that one.
Yeah,
And even though it's summer, I mean, for a lot of players, it's a really good opportunity for them to try to hone some of their skills.
Lee School also getting on the defensive end, of course, with seven steals already here in the first half. So there's Coach Muhammad talking to his team Huncho squad, probably saying, guys, we got to take care of the basketball against this Lee School.
Well, that's the key, because like I mentioned before, Huncho's given up so many fast break layups. That can't continue because this score will start to widen out pretty quick.
Mop up on the floor, 7:40 left to go here in the first half.
It's a travel there.
It's Jeffrey Green called for the extra steps.
His first time touching the ball on offense, a little too anxious to get to the basket. That for some reason, that trap, the full court pressure, the second guy, as soon as the second guy comes, it's the third time we've seen Huncho travel. It's a zone press. The pass inside. Yeah, fell asleep that time defensively.
Yeah, Isaiah Bowman, the recipient of the out-of-bounds play. 3-pointer knocked down there from Team Huncho, so that stops the bleeding a little bit.
Looked like he wanted to pass the ball, but instead realized he was in range.
That's Bilal Hassan. Excuse me, that was
a 2-point answer for Lee School. It's going to be a blocking foul as Yusuf trying to get to the basket was just being held.
Substitution for Lee School as Zabalu comes back into the ball game. Meanwhile, Sekou Sharif also back in for Team Huncho. Another turnover that time. Zabalu gets his shot blocked by
coming back defensively. I tell you, he had the turnover, but was able to hustle back and get that block on the defensive end.
3 off the front rim. Corner three around the rim and out for Isaiah Bowman. Team Huncho still jacking up threes, but hasn't been able to connect too many of them.
They're still in the game now. Another steal. That's helping to keep them in the game. The defense of the last 3 or 4 minutes. But you're right, Pat. They got to either stop making these threes or start some different offense.
Wofford knocks it out of bounds. That'll stay with Team Huncho. Substitution for Team Huncho.
Yeah, I think Huncho's going to try to take advantage of their longer bench, get some fresh legs in there for this last 4:47 of the first half.
Yeah, Bilal Hassan heads to the bench. Bashir Muhammad now in. Steal that time in Lee School. Dedrick off the give and go scores the layup.
Yeah, steal, layup. That's been the case this whole first half for Lee School.
Nice slide step to the bucket that time for Suleiman Yusuf.
Again, that length of his, that long step gave him the opening. There's Jeffrey Green, finally gets on the scoreboard.
As soon as Huncho gets a basket or two, at least School comes right back. That one around the rim and out. That one was about halfway down for Bashir Muhammad.
I mean, as you watch them, I guess they're decent shooters. They're taking good shots. There's a lot of threes that they're just not making. And if they could have made it like half of them, they'd be much closer. But it doesn't seem like they have any plans to adjust. They do have Yusuf inside, the really long player who's been playing well on both ends. First time either team has actually slowed down and tried to run some half-court offense.
Oh my God! That one doesn't go down.
That's the play they wanted. The initial play was right there. You had 2 players cutting to the basket. His teammate put him in a bad position there. He just had Muhammad get stuck in the corner here.
Team Huncho calls a timeout with 2:26 left to go here in the first half. As the scoreboard here at Madison, they trail Lee School by 10. We have them trailing by 12. We'll see if we can get that straightened out at halftime.
At halftime, we'll figure it out. I can't recall a hoop being taken away for any reason. So.
Well, right now, Lee School just doing what they do, causing those.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's been pretty simple. Steal, layup, and it doesn't matter where on the floor it's happening. In the first 5 minutes of the game, the steals were actually happening in the front court. But then this last 6 or so minutes, the steals mainly coming out of that full court zone press that Lee School put on.
Turnover. Dedrick gets that layup to go. He now has 14 points in the first half. I got to think they're all layups.
Well, most of them are, definitely. He had a couple of nice drives, and he also chipped him with a handful of steals. It's amazing.
Three-pointer short that time for Team Huncho. Zabalou. Crawford inside to Green. Jeffrey couldn't hang on to it. Goes back towards the bucket.
Yeah, nice spin turn around for Green. The Huncho team is just getting really flustered with this full court pressure.
Bowman now going to work. And he swatted inside that time from Muhammad Ali. Ali now going to launch a three from the corner, and it's around the rim and out again. It's Yusuf getting after the offensive rebound, and Ali can't squeeze that one home inside the paint.
He's had a tough time with these floating shots of his. Less than a minute to go in the first half. Lee School in black, in control, mainly because of the steals on defense.
Looks like the ball's getting a little slick with the moisture in the air. .40 seconds left to go here in the first half. Lee School right now with either a 14 or 16 point lead. And once again, they try to feed it inside, but that one heads to our table. The three launched that time. That one's good for Team Huncho. Bashir Muhammad again. He seems to be their top three-point shooter.
He's taken a few this first half, but I think the second half, if that's going to be their game, they're just going to find him more often.
Zapata to the basket. He got grabbed right around the paint. Looks like that's going to be on the floor. So 11 seconds left.
Watch the pace of his drive. He gets grabbed before the shot actually gets up.
Runner that time from Green, and he scores off the window just before the buzzer here at the end of the first half. So Lee School with a double-digit halftime lead, and as we mentioned earlier in the half, it just seems like the Lee School does what they do. They create turnovers. They certainly have a lot of quickness, and they really just get after it defensively.
Yeah, for some reason, Eric Bradshaw, the head coach for Lee School, waited like 5 minutes to put that full court pressure on, but once you put it on, steal, layup, and like you said, so repeating yourself, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's like a broken record each time we cover this team. So, meanwhile, for Team Huncho, you know, obviously they got to stop turnovers a little bit if they can. But meanwhile, they're taking a lot of threes. Do you think
it seems that's their game? I mean, they're you know, the way they run their offense, they look for the threes. The problem is they're shooting a bad percentage here this first half. Now, maybe they'll get hot in the second half, but yeah, you're right. If I were them, I would adjust because you're not playing against a really big Lee School team.
That's right.
You have a couple of, you got Yusuf inside with his length and his size. You could probably use him to maybe create some offense there.
No question. And we'll see if they stay with that mentality offensively, or see if they go away from it because they're just not hitting shots here at the Madison Park gym. We'll see if when they switch over to the other hoop, if that helps them here at the gym at Madison. Now for more, we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Takora McIntyre, who's got the head coach of Team Huncho. Takora, take it away.
All right, thank you guys. Coach Muhammad, the Lee School's a pretty tough team. What did you tell your team coming into the game?
I told them play aggressive, play their game, play hard every possession, and hopefully we'll get the dub out of this.
So what do you feel like your team needs to do the second half to take the win home?
Just calm down on offense, swing the ball around, get open shots.
Back to you guys.
Thanks very much, Takora. So it sounds like Team
Huncho
is going to continue what they like to do.
From what he said, it seems to me like that's the way they play, which I mean, you play to your strength. Now, I haven't seen them before, but they took a lot of threes, didn't make many, but hopefully for them anyway. If they can make some more, it'll tighten the game up.
Yeah, as we've mentioned before, if you change baskets, sometimes in
hey,
weird ways that swings into shooting team's favor. So we'll see if that happens. We're going to head to break. When we come back with the second half here from the Madison Park Community Center in Roxbury right after these words, folks. Do not go away.
Green hat, red hat, oops. Red shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt, oops. Yellow pants, red pants, green pants, oops.
Just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Welcome back to the Madison Park Community Center in Roxbury. We're at the half here in the boys 18 and under division as the Lee School leads Huncho 33-20. And Lee School certainly had a very good first half with a 13-point lead. We're going to actually take a look at their halftime stats real quick before the second half gets going. And first up, we got Team Huncho.
Huncho, as you mentioned, Yusuf, the big fella with 4 points inside. He also has 5 rebounds, but 1 assist. That just shows you that Huncho's not doing that well when they move the ball trying to get those 3-point shots.
Let's take a look at the Lee School. There's
Lee School. Yeah, Dedrick, 14. Cepeda, some nice drives to the basket. Also 5 rebounds from the guard spot, which is unusual. Then Crawford pitched in with a handful of assists. So Lee School, like we said, the entire game, doing what they want to do for the most part.
Yeah, Dedrick had a very good first half. Let's take a look at some of their highlights from him real quick. And there you see Dedrick on the nice drive there. Most of his baskets were layups.
Everything going in. Well, he was the recipient because he's at the top of that full court pressure. So once the steal happens, he just runs to the basket. This might be his high-scoring game for the summer so far.
Yeah, 14 points in the first half. We'll see if he continues any of this in the second as we're just about set to go here at Madison.
Well, the key is for Huncho, they've got to decide what they're going to do defensively to try to break this full court pressure.
Nice
good job
bucket
using your
inside
body.
From Crawford. So Akinyele scoring to start the second half for Lee School. They now have a 15-point lead. Another 3 on the way. That one doesn't fall for Team Huncho as Yusuf tried to knock that one down. If you're going up against a team like Lee School's got that quickness and that tough ball pressure, is the 3-point shooting the way to kind of
Not usually because the 3-pointers usually give you longer rebounds, and that's the last thing you want to do with a quick team like Lee School is give them a head start.
Corner 3 from Cepeda, no good. Put back, Yabalu, that time it didn't fall for him. Good outlet pass.
Excellent job.
And scoring the basket that time is Muhammad.
Deny that one. Muhammad did a good job timing it.
It's funny how the leading scorer always plays good defense.
He's fired up. He wants to play the whole game.
Crawford with another drive, spins it off the window.
Yeah, good job. Young was there. I'm not sure why he didn't try to challenge that shot.
Ali now trapped in the corner by Yabalu. And it looks like we got I think it was Ali who stepped out of bounds, maybe. And no, but Steve Huncho, let's call the timeout as the Lee School starts off
their pressure
with a 4-2 run here to start the second half. And so it's sort of been much of the same here to start off the second half as it was in the first half.
I am a little surprised. I thought that we would see Huncho, even early on, this first minute or so, going inside to Yusuf and to Young. We still might see it, but it's just it's got to be frustrating because apparently the Huncho team just shoots better from three-point land than they are doing tonight. So that's the frustrating part for them.
Lee School spreading the ball around good so far. They have 4 guys with at least 6 points. And Akaniele Crawford scoring his 2 first buckets in the second half. So a lot of contributors so far, as usual, for this Lee School team. If you're a Huncho, too, with all that height, I mean, wouldn't you try to pound it inside on the smaller team?
That's what you would think, but it's tough when you – and also once you go down 15 points or so, you're so anxious to try to get back in.
Diedrich unable to hit that 3. Zabalou there to keep it with the Lee School. Jumper is good that time from Jeffrey Green.
That's the first time we saw a pass, inbound pass, go to half court against this full court pressure. So I think that Huncho will understand the success of that. Maybe we'll see a lot more of it. Yeah, get some more substitutions.
Bilal Hassan now back in, and he's going to fire up a 3. No good. Put back dunk, no good for Team Huncho either.
Try to put a little too much on it.
Cepeda down the other end, tap in from Greens. Continuing to get on the offensive glass is the Lee School, and then they create a foul.
A lot of activity in there. After that, like you mentioned, after that follow-up missed dunk, that again led to a fast break for Lee School.
Zabalou no good on that first free throw.
The only thing he's done wrong tonight. Just that free throw.
Zabalou missed both free throws, so he doesn't add to his 7-point total.
When you think about the steals and the second chance opportunities, it's like the Lee School, even though they have less players, they seem to be the fresher team. Nice poke steal there. There you go.
3 again,
Deep 3.
knocked down from Bashir Muhammad. So he's got I think he's got 3 trifectas now.
Well, they've got to, if they're going to keep him, they're going to keep firing him up. He's the guy to find.
He's hit 2 so far. Zabalou getting fouled inside again. So Zabalou, even though not the tallest guy on the floor, he seems to be providing most of the inside presence.
And second or third time we've seen him use a head and shoulder fake. So a little fake right there that gets the defense out of position.
Zabalou knocks down the first substitution for Team Huncho. Sekou Sharif heads to the bench. Coming back in is Abraham Ba. And Zabalou knocks down the second free throw. He's now 3 for 6 from the stripe. 16-point lead for Lee School. Crawford, almost another steal for this Lee School team.
They really have this full court pressure down pat. Usually the second pass for the offense will help out, but there's a foul there. Yeah, grab his arm.
Crawford called for the hold. So
like I was saying, like the 2 plays ago, we saw Huncho get the inbound pass to go to half court. They were able to get an open shot, but Lee School is just doing an excellent job of covering those passing lanes.
Deep 3 off the back iron that time for Bashir Muhammad. Hassan with the floater, short with that one. Gets his own rebound. That three off the back iron from R.J.
They're all
Young.
three-point shooters. That's just how they play.
Cepeda, pull-up jumper is good.
You can usually tell when you don't have teammates looking funny at you. It's just, then you realize that's just how they play.
Young going baseline, trying to feed it inside to Ba. Substitution for Team Huncho. Coming back in is Daria Lieben, as Bilal Hassan heads to the bench.
Seems like Hassan goes out every time he misses a shot. The last 3 times. He took a 3 a few minutes ago, sat down, and missed that floater. Now he's sitting down again.
Lieben gets the layup to go for Team Huncho.
Good job, because he was concerned about the defense behind him while he was running down court. Got control at the last second.
Nice dunk inside that time from Jeffrey Green.
That's Eric Bradshaw realized the mismatch, told Green to just step back, and there's the man Huncho and just go right by him. Watch him again. That's the end of it, the right hand. The point you made earlier, Pat, about the size. The quickness for the league school in black is definitely their strength. You know, of course, we talked about they've had so many steals in the game. It's going to be a blocking foul. Bob said, "You're not going to dunk on me again." So I'll follow you out here. He needs to switch that matchup.
Substitution again for Team Huncho. Coming back in is Suleiman Yusuf. Kai Diedrich on the drive. That time got tangled up inside. The 3-on-2 for Team Huncho. R.J. Young straight to the bucket.
He wanted to finish that one. He used that length. I think he had that one in mind around half court.
Oh, that was pretty.
It seemed like he was counting his steps. Having length like that can be an amazing thing.
On the drive is Zabalou. So he'll get 2 free throws. Here's a replay of that dunk.
Watch out, Jay. See, that time he away from the defense and able to use their long arms and hands to finish. Better angle here from the baseline. That's nice.
Zabalou knocks down the first free throw. Second free throw good for Zabalou, who's now got 11 points for the Lee School. Alkanyeli Crawford back in for Lee School Black.
Still an 18-point lead for Lee School. They've been in control pretty much from the 2-minute mark to start the game when they took an early lead. There's Young with the ill-advised pass. You can see frustration setting in all through the Huncho team. I think it goes back to the 3-point shooting. Apparently, they're much better shooters than this. So the fact that they're all off, there's not a whole lot you can really do.
Cepeda again with a pretty drive there for Lee
play
School.
Defense better than that.
Right.
But, you know, I think
the Matador defense
shows the
isn't always
frustration.
the best.
Yeah, that's the best way to get down 20 points.
Lee School now with 3 players in double digits. Make that 4 players with at least 10 points. Corner 3 from Ba, no good.
Diedrich, good save.
Oh, what a finish inside for
3
Diedrich.
guys. That was, we talked about him being the leading scorer at halftime. And good baseline drive.
Yusuf now short on the 3. That one short that time from Bowman. 22-point lead for Lee School Black here, just past the midway point of the second half.
Nice steal by Cepeda.
Diedrich again out on the break, and again a nice finish. He's got 20 points to lead all scorers.
I'll tell you, this is more of the same. I'm not sure why Huncho is. They're playing like they're giving up, which very surprising. Well, they're going to bring in 4 subs.
And Diedrich scores another one. He's now got 22, and Lee School Black leads by 26 here with 9:18 left to go.
Watch this baseline spin. This is the spin. The defender comes up, but he still is able to get up early. We're seeing, like you mentioned in the first half, most of his points came on when they got the steals with that full court pressure. Or whenever they got a steal, it didn't matter if it was in the front court or back court, he was always taking off, getting easy layups. There's Eric, and relax a little this one.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I guess you can do that when you have a 26-point lead.
Right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we keep talking about how the Team Huncho has been launching threes and has had a tough time making more than a couple. Meanwhile, the Lee School, they haven't hit one 3-point shot. They really haven't taken that many.
Haven't needed one. And the thing about Eric Bradshaw, if he sees the way the game's going, if they don't need 3-point shots, then they're not going to take any. I'm just surprised Huncho's not. I don't know. He's a little bit more of an effort. He's a good move inside. I like that. He's still upset about getting dunked on, so he's going to play hard the rest of the way. When you're down this far, you're forced to go man-to-man, and Lee School is very tough against man-to-man defense. We'll see if Young has something else for him.
Nice pass inside the bar, no good.
Surprised his teammate Bar that time.
Corner 3 from Sadiq, and he's off the back iron. Another rebound.
Well, we just had 4 subs come in for Huncho. Nice 3 from the top.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali.
And a little bit of energy.
Knocking that one down.
That's pushed that 5 straight points for them.
Beta looking for an opening.
Yeah, Diedrich. As a matter of fact, I think Diedrich's one of the younger players on this team, so he's having himself a game. Again, you gotta stay man when you're down this far. Good pass.
Crawford for 3. That one off the back iron.
Just having a tough time.
It also seems like Team Huncho is almost thinking a little too much.
Yeah, they're trying to do everything perfectly now. I mean, it's one of those things where you get down by so much. I mean, they may not have been down this far at all this summer, and it's just something they didn't expect. I mean, you walk in, you may or may not have seen the other team before. They got to put somebody else on green.
Crawford.
And you look at the team, you look at this Lee School team in black. They just don't have a lot of height, but they have guys who there's 3 offensive rebounds with very little height, 3 in a row. Okay.
Right. That time it's a jump ball that'll go back to Team Huncho as Sadiq was able to tie up Akinyele Crawford. But you're right, Alan. Every possession, if they miss the basket, they seem to get at least one more extra chance.
Meanwhile, Lee School doing a good job defensively. They'll box out against the bigger players. Now we saw with the first week we saw maybe probably the best Lee School team. They have I think 3 in this division, and so we saw the best team play. They won handily. So when you think about the possibilities, all right, we're talking about 2 different sites. So depending on who else is in this site, the possibility of this Lee School Black going into the playoffs. I know a couple of years ago we had 2 Lee School teams in the championship. That's not far from a possibility this year either.
Off the turnover. That one doesn't fall that time from Ali. Inside to Crawford, good block inside. That time from Sekou Sharif. Get another look at it.
Watch this block shot coming from behind.
Tough basket inside from Crawford.
Crawford used those shoulders to get himself free.
Hassan for 3. Again, he's short with that one. Crawford's fouled past half court.
There's
So
some more
Akinyele
subs coming in for Huncho.
Abraham Ba coming back in for Huncho. Daria Lieben also back in.
Pass by Green.
Crawford finishes. Hassan again for three.
And chip in is good. Good job. One of the few offensive rebounds. Liban, that time gets the 2 points. It is surprising to see the smaller team, the much smaller team, get so many offensive rebounds.
Paid at that time, no good on the drive. Liban scoring 2 straight buckets now for Team Huncho.
Yeah, Lee School taking their foot off the gas a little bit here.
That three is buried from Isaiah Bowman. And Lee School extends their lead to 24 here with under 4 minutes left to go.
I guess I heard you say they hadn't made a 3, right? Because just like that, we got a 24-point game.
Kai Diedrich coming back in for the Lee School as Jeffrey Green will head to the bench. Bowman just throws up a prayer, but it goes in off the basket.
But it definitely wasn't the shot they were looking for. He just got tied up in the lane and had to throw it up before he gets caught for 3 seconds. He just hit that 3, so that's what? That's 5 straight points for Bowman.
Another missed 3 that time from Team Huncho. Step back 3 from Cepeda is good. Well, they really want to prove us wrong and knock down 3.
Well, the thing about it is, a game like this sort of loosey-goosey is this whole second half because you see Huncho was not able to really cut into the lead at all. Diedrich.
That time gets fouled on his way to the basket, so he'll get 2 more free throws.
Watch this drive by Diedrich. He's done pretty much everything so far that time.
Sekou Sharif was not going to give him an open layup.
Right. It was funny. A lot of times kids realize, even during the course of a game, they have a sense of who's the leading scorer for the other team. And like you said, you're not going to let them just get an easy one. If you can make the 2 free throws, then fine.
Diedrich knocked down the first.
And also the way Lee School plays, it's we talked about Diedrich being the high scorer, and it's really not unusual because the way they play, they share the ball very well. And like I said, once they went into their full court pressure, the zone press, they got so many steals that all he had to do was just find an opening. They're always unselfish, so if he's the one closest to the basket, give it to him, finish the layup. I mean, that's where most of his points are.
Timeout here with 2:02 left to go as Lee School Black now with a 30-point lead. And just like we saw that Lee School team a couple weeks ago at the Perkins, this Lee School team.
40? They won by 40, right?
Something like that. I mean, I don't know if this Lee School Black team's trying to match that.
You got to take them off the schedule until playoffs, right?
The problem is there's so many Lee School teams around the city.
Right, they're all over. Well, Huncho is one of those teams, the old saying years and years ago was, if you live by the 3, you'll die by the 3. And I think this is an example of what happens when you do try to shoot too many 3s, you're not hitting them, and you don't make any changes.
Yeah, Cepeda scoring that one off the glass for...
I mean, the Huncho team has made a few more here in the second half, but it's not made a difference because they've still had misses that Lee School has turned into points.
Diedrich that time wasn't able to finish at the rim.
There's one. That was a relatively easy one for him that he didn't finish.
Right, that might have been one of his easier layups.
Yeah, Bowman will get the blocking foul.
You're Team Huncho, too. You got to think, okay, this is probably one of the better programs in our division. So they still have a good chance of getting to the postseason here in BNBL and maybe trying to match up with these guys again. Maybe their shot falls the second time around.
It's one and done. And so you're right. That's how you look at it. Okay, we just didn't make our shots. And so now next time we're in this situation, if we go through a first half of not making those threes, do we adjust or do we stick with it? And that's this kind of game will make you think about that possibility. But like you said, I mean, they definitely have some talent. I mean, they're so long. We see this Young right there trying to play defense on Green. Green just trying to kill the clock.
Yeah, of course, no shot clock here in BNBL. So. Lee School's going to let this wind down to 0. And another impressive performance by the Lee School as they go on to win 70-38 here at Madison Park Community Center.
And the key thing is they pretty much won the way they wanted to play. They didn't have to do anything out of the ordinary. Once they put the full court zone press on, got some steals, opened the lead up to 10. Matter of fact, once they get to 10 and 12, Huncho never got any closer.
No question. And certainly, you know, Lee School with that trapping defense, able to create turnovers. They started knocking down threes in the second half on top of what they were already doing. So that you saw, like you said, that lead just extended as the half continued.
Steal, layup. And that's how Eric Bradshaw's teams play. Whether they're big teams, whether they're medium-sized, whether they're small teams. Right. This is more of a medium-sized team, actually. They do have outside shooting, which they didn't even need tonight. Think about that. They have some decent outside shooting, but they did not need it because they were running their defense so well, forcing turnovers, getting easy shots, getting layups, and you know it makes it a really easy game for them.
No question. They made it easy on themselves here tonight as they were able to take down Team Huncho here at Madison Park Community Center. Folks, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we will have the Game of the Week MVP and our final stats here from Madison right after these words. Don't go away.
Foster safety. Foster hope. Foster joy. Foster curiosity. Foster support. Become a foster parent, because every parent makes a difference. Foster, Massachusetts.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be?
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck.
So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Do you want to retire like a champ? Just like legendary basketball star Uncle Drew?
Don't do him like that, Uncle Drew!
You're already acing the game. You've got your dream ride.
Don't be slamming my door.
Sorry about that. You just did the same.
Gotta get the boys.
Your dream vacation and your dream team. And now you can make your retirement just as legendary.
I get buckets.
Get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again. But an awkward silence can be a great thing, like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Queen is just my everything. His smile did it. His smile, his eyes, his knowledge. My landlord, he decided that he wanted me to move based on the fact that I was transgender. Let's just respect people in everyday life for just being human.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Welcome back to the Madison Park Community Center in Roxbury. At the conclusion of Game of the Week, Team Lee School Black took down Team Huncho 70-38. And we could have picked a lot of different players of the game from this Lee School team, but certainly with that score, and certainly a lot of different players contributed across the board. But Mekhi Dedrick really got things going in the first half there with the 14 points and then kept it going in the second half, getting out of the break, and a lot of good steals as well.
A couple of good stretches of scoring. He would put 6 points together, then a few minutes later he'd come back with another 6 points, and he ended up being a leading scorer. So,
without question, Mekhi Dedrick, he's our MVP of this game. He and the head coach of Lee School Black, Eric Bradshaw, are with our sideline reporter, Takora McIntyre. Takora, take it away.
Thank you, guys. I'm joined here with MVP Mekhi Dedrick, 22 points. How did you keep your composure in this heat?
I just knew to go out there, play hard, play defense, and we're going to come out like I'll be okay. So, yeah.
What are you doing to prepare yourself for your high school season?
This summer I'm just working out every day, trying to be in the gym so I can like get ready to play against like competition and bigger guys. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You had a great game.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm joined here with Eric Bradshaw. This is my second time with Eric. Eric, how do you manage to stay on top?
Kids like that. He's the second youngest in our program between him and Shaheem Hicks. Both just turned 15. I just tell them work on the game outside the basketball. Like everyone, the court is not where you show your game. When you get in the gym and work your game, the court show what you worked on. So just try to keep them prepared.
And now I heard you have 2 teams. Well, I've seen you have 2 teams. How is that going to work in the finals?
Well, we have 4 total.
Wow.
We have 1 at Tobin. We have 2 at the Lee School, and we have 1 here. Our goal is to try to win every site and then let the chips fall where they fall. We do a Friday night game against each other anyway every year to kick off the season. So be nothing different. We play the game, see who wins it.
All right, thank you, Eric Bradshaw. Back to you guys.
Score, thanks so much. And
I forgot they had 1 at Tobin.
I forgot they had 2 at the Perkins.
Yeah, well, no, they had 2 at Perkins in the one here, but that's right, he does have 1 at Tobin. So
that's
4
right.
teams. He potentially can.
Can have
as crazy as it sounds.
All the teams in the semifinals.
Yeah, exactly, I was going to say they can all be in the semifinals, and again, he could be bumping heads again with Lee School in the finals. We'll see. I mean, there are some other good teams. So. And in playoffs, like I said, being one and done, like we always say, a bad shooting night for a more talented team can lead to a loss.
No question.
We'll see. Yeah.
And we're joking before we should take them off the schedule because they're so good. But you know what? It's clearly good coaching as well because every single Lee School team plays the same way, and it's very effective.
The system works. I mean, Eric's been able to put together, and he stresses defense all the time. He starts out with defense. So the players that he likes to have in his program, first thing he teaches them when they're very young, you got to defend first to earn playing time. Then the offense tries to keep it as simple as possible, uses that full court zone press that's very effective as long as the players stay in the right positions. And so that was a perfect example of how a much smaller team, using their quickness and that press, can really control an entire game.
No question. They had 18 steals tonight against Team Huncho. You talk about that defense-first team aspect. I mean, it seems like most high school coaches feel that way, so they must love when some of their players out here in BNBL play in the same way that their system plays.
High school coaches have told us that when they've gotten players from Eric's summer program, you're right, they're happy because defensively they come in sound. They can play man-to-man. They have some concepts about different zone defense, and so you just sort of have to refine that on the high school level. If you notice, a lot of Eric's players end up going to high school and then moving on to either prep school or good 4-year colleges.
That's right.
So it means that as young players, like he said, Diedrich's only 15. I knew he's one of the younger guys. I didn't know he was 15, but player of the game, leading scorer, because within the system, he did what he was supposed to do. He got where he was supposed to be, finished layups, made free throws, easy game.
No question. Fantastic game for him. We could have picked a bunch of different guys. Akinyele Crawford, who's won 2 state championships at the high school level, made a lot of winning plays tonight that you see from a lot of winning teams. Let's take a look at the final stats from this game before we sign off here from Madison Park. And first up is going to be Team Huncho.
Yeah, but Huncho, they just never got that three-point shooting going. As you see, Muhammad ended up with 8. You had rebound with 6, but no double figures. And anytime you have a three-point shooting team, there's got to be at least a couple of guys in double figures. Yusuf had 7 rebounds, Sharif with 5 assists. He had 6 between both Young and Yusuf. So I'll just say an off-shooting game for Huncho.
No question. Let's take a look at the
Lee School. Much more impressive. Diedrich, our young, outstanding player with 22. Cepeda, from the guard position, he had a good rebounding game early on, also at 15 points. Crawford, 9 rebounds. Diedrich added another 8 rebounds. You have 8 assists for Crawford, and Diedrich pitched in with 4. So you're right. It's one of those situations, like you said, so many guys contributed. As a matter of fact, at halftime, they had 33 points. 24 of the points came from 4 different guys who had 6 points each. Just to show how they're spreading the ball, moving it around, and taking advantage of their offensive rebounding and putbacks.
Yeah, he had Akinyele Crawford, who almost had a triple-double in this game, too. So pretty amazing to see all these guys and what they were able to do in this one. Folks, if you want to watch this game again on our website, you can go to www.cityofboston.gov/game of the week. All the games from this season are up on that website. You can also follow us on social media. First, you can go to Facebook, search for Game of the Week here in Boston. Boston. A lot of good stuff up on our Facebook page. Make sure you like us. Check out our videos. A lot of different updates, which games we're going to be covering. It's all there. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. We don't know where we're going to be next week because that's how the BNBL
surprise,
goes.
right?
We got
always
a couple
surprise.
more weeks left in the regular season, and then, surprise, surprise, the championships are just about 3 or 4 weeks away. The summer's flying by as usual. But for right now, I'm going to say so long from Madison Park Community Center. We'll see you next time on Game of the Week. Take care, everybody.